Hi and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing a very interesting product. So this is basically a silicone mat which acts like a very interesting surface for making your paintings, and you also have like a palette attached with it, brush holder, and also a water cup foldable holder attached to it. So I got this for INR 9.99. It's called as the silicone craft mat in that particular store, but I think you would have seen like a lot of videos of this with a lot of people using it. So let's unbox and see how this is. I'm just going to zoom out and show you how this looks. So here is how it looks when I open it. I really wish that they had better packaging so that this dent didn't come over here. Hopefully with time it will go away, but anyway, this is the palette over here. It's got about 10 sections, another one over here, so 11 sections, and you have a brush holder. I can just use my brushes and keep them over here, and this is their foldable water cup. So all I need to do is just lift this open, and I can add some water to it, and I can go about my painting. So I think it's a really nice, interesting set, especially for kids. And you also have like details over here, so you can use it for art and craft. So this one has like centimeters. You have from about 1 to 26 on one side and 1 to 40 on the other side. So this is a very good detail that they have added. So in case you want to like add some do some cutouts, do some specific sizing of things, you can use it for that as well. So in terms of the size, this is about 40 by I think about again 40 I think centimeters, and it's a very interesting buy. You can use it for your poster paints, your watercolors, and also like if you want to do any other kind of thumb painting and things like that. I'm not sure if you can use it for acrylics. I'm kind of worried to try acrylics on it, because if it stays and I can't peel it off, then it would be very sad. But this is pretty stiff over here, so that's quite nice. And I really like this part over here, because a lot of times when I'm painting, I do need a good surface at the background, and it would be interesting to have something like this. So this is an A4 paper. It fits in quite nicely inside. So this can hold like A4, but definitely not A3. A3 is going to be double of this. So this is basically an A3 size. Like if I place 2 next to it, it would be A3. But you can't keep an A3 size paper or a book on top of this. So up to A4, it's going to be perfect for you to use this. And for kids, I think it's very nice. It will also not be very messy. Your entire table would be mess free, and such a beautiful color, except for this unfortunate dent which is part of their packaging, because they folded it in a square sheet, like package like this. So this is a very quick video where I just wanted to only see how this is. I'm going to pour some water now in this and see if it holds well. It also has these ridges at the bottom, so it's good to clean up your brush once you use it. You also have 3 brush holders on either side, and then you have these brush rests over here, so that way you get like 9, which is pretty good. It's really nice. And if I have like any tissues or something, I can just place it over here on top of this, and I can have my entire drawing paper and surface over here, and I can pour out paints. So if it's for kids, yes, you pour out your paints directly over here. You can use, maybe you can add like a few colors, and you can use these sizes mixing palette as well. You can also mix directly on top of this, because everything is silicone. And to clean, you just have to pick this out, run it under a tap water, and it will be pretty clean. So I'm going to try out probably a little bit of watercolors on this, and we'll make a tiny painting and see how easy or difficult it is to use this particular mat. So I'm going to just pick out some watercolor tubes, and we'll add it on So I'm going to pick out some watercolor tubes, add it directly into that. We'll see how the mixing is. And since the palette is green in color, I want to also figure out if the colors are showing well on it or not. So I'm just going to randomly pick out a few colors. This is a Gambogi hue. Like, it does look very different because your background is a different color, so don't worry about it, it's all right. And then so these paints are a little hard to open the cap part of it because it's not very nice in terms of the packaging, but it's fine. Like, for quick work like this, I think it's okay to use them. All right, so I'm just picking out like a few random colors, and maybe some kind of a red. All right, so I'm going to make some florals, some leaves. I've got my sketchbook over here. This is an A5 size sketchbook. I'm going to just paint a few things. We'll also try and mix paint in this. You can see, since there is silicone, it will look like there's not a lot of color, but there is quite a bit. It's pretty sturdy, and I hope that that doesn't stain, hopefully. So I'm just going to make some very quick artworks with this. I like the ridges at the bottom. It really helps to keep my brush clean. So if I try to clean this up, you can see there's no pink. Right, so let's also make some blue flowers. I'm going to try and mix some yellow with the green, so we'll know how it looks when it's, if you are able to use this as a nice mixing surface. Oops, I apologize for if you're able to hear some background noise. It's basically just kids who are calling their friends out to play. And just adding some details. We can just add in like some more colors. So usage wise, I really like this. It's pretty easy, quick to use. I just hope the colors don't stain over here because it's watercolors. Ideally it should not stain at all, but I can see some red already over here, so I guess it may still stain. I'll also put up a small clip of what happens after I wash it, and to see if the colors mix with each other, or if there is some stain, or if it doesn't go away. And it is a little difficult of how you're going to carry this, because I think that is going to be a little bit of struggle. So I can just remove these, but when I'm carrying, I should make sure I hold this part, because if there is, like you can see, the red is moving because there's a lot of water over here. So I can either use like a sponge or some tissue and soak this paint in. Ideally you will use the entire paint, and then I would recommend you to clean it up. If not, then yes, make sure that you clear this up and you hold it from here. It's a little heavy. Oops. Yeah, it's pretty heavy actually. So basically it became like a suction. So you hold it from there, and then you take it, run it under the tap, and clear up the whole thing. So I'm going to just go right now and clean this up and see if it cleans well or it's a disaster. Alright, so I washed my silicone mat. Unfortunately, it does stain. I am not so happy about that. I wish it didn't stain. Like you can see, the red is pretty strong and prominently see there is a hint of yellow and green, and the green that we mixed here. Blue is not so visible. So I am not so happy that a product which is for 1,000 will end up staining, because this is something which is common in very cheap palettes that you would see, and because I've also not used student or very low grade pigments, because sometimes with low grade pigments it does tend to happen. So this is a little unfortunate, but otherwise I think this is a good mat. If you can get it for cheaper, then I think it would be much better rather than spending 1,000 for this. Because also again, this dent, I am really not happy about having this right in the bang in the middle. I have to always cover this, and that's not really going to happen all the time. But it's okay. Overall, I think if you want to get something which is clean, protects your table, and your kids don't pour out the paints outside, then it is definitely a good buy. And you have like an attached foldable water puck up, which is a good feature, and the brush holder. So the features are very nice. The quality is, I would say, 6 on 10, not completely 10 on 10. Size wise also it is quite nice. So hopefully this video will help you to understand if the silicone mat will serve your purpose and if you should get it. Thank you for joining me in today's video. I will see you soon for the next one. Bye bye.